Then put up that funky music from White Bat Audio. Music at White Bat Audio. Music by Carl Casey at White Bat Audio. Eh. Kind of blasting in my ears a bit, but we'll let it go. Oop. Come on. Volume and sync. Okay. There we go. That's that. No, where's my other browser? My Firefox. I got like 3 different browsers open. Okay. Let's see. CDC had a plan for the zombie apocalypse, huh? Preparedness 101, Zombie Apocalypse. A blog post by the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention that uses a zombie apocalypse to raise public awareness of emergency preparedness. Huh. Another graphic novel. Zombie pandemic? Okay. What you got for me? Select the download button to view the document. Over here on the right. There. Alright, okay. Oh wait, I could probably just open this up in the browser. Yeah. No need to open Adobe. Opening when completed. This document is over 5 megabytes in size and cannot be previewed. Oh boy, what are they gonna show me? Oh, there it goes. Ooh, look. Zombie. Ooh. There are a lot of zombies outside a parking garage. Okay. Is that a cat? What's that? That zombie don't look right. I mean, zombies don't look right in general, but that one's a little suspicious. Okay, Preparedness 101, Zombie Pandemic. I was about to say Apocalypse. It's a black page. I get to pick the next movie. That one's gonna give me nightmares. Oh, you're such a baby. It wasn't that scary. You know that kind of stuff would never really happen. Written by Maggie Silver. Art direction by James Archer. Penciled, inked by Bob Hobbs. Digital color, Alyssa Eckert. Lettering and layout by Mark Connor. Special shout out to Dave Deigel and Jamie Felser. Well, I'm gonna try and get some sleep. Don't stay up too late. Alright, Max and I will be on the lookout for the boogeyman. Haha. Very funny. The end. Stay tuned for Channel 2 Nightly News. The news, huh? What do we got here? In other news, several people have been hospitalized after a strange virus began spreading rapidly throughout the southeast. Southeast US? Of course it'd be us. Down in the southeast. Florida, Georgia, Alabama. Let's see. Scientists haven't identified the virus yet, but symptoms include slow movement, slurred speech, and violent tendency. Also, is this his arm? His arms or hand? Oh man, his wrist. This is like, it's all loop. What's it? Not loopy, lumpy. It's like, it's extended. Just, it looks like taffy. I thought it was a foot. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is recommending that people distance themselves from anyone displaying these symptoms. They are also recommending families gather emergency supplies and make plans in case they are asked to evacuate. You can get more information at emergency.cdc.gov. Emergency supplies, evacuation. What's going on, Max? This dog is also funny looking. I thought it was a rat of some kind. I don't know why, but I was thinking Master Splinter. I don't know why. I just think the mouth looks a little funny. Let's check the internet. Zombie virus? This does not look good, Max. Let's check the CDC's website. Okay, we got emergency preparedness and response. Emergency preparedness kit, eh? I better print this out. Okay, Max. Let's see what we can gather up. Let me adjust the volume again. Got that in half. Yeah, I think I like that better. Not yelling in my ear as much. Alright, let's see. He's diligently following. What's this guy's name? The dog is Max. What's this dude's name? Did he say? Max will be on the look. Yeah. Hey, no. Nope. That's a nameless man. A nameless man. And his dog Max. Who's got a name. Alright. Next, the pair go down the basement. Man, I forgot I had this. It used to be my dad's. He was always listening to the weather report when storms came through. Guess we'll add it to the supplies. Well, it looks like we've got almost everything, Max. Water, food, radio, flashlight. Huh. Oh yeah, buddy. I guess I need to add some of your stuff too. Good owner. Good dog. Well, that should do it. Potato chips, medical kit, ball, and soup. I think that was the radio. The thing that he said was his dad. Yeah. Looks like a radio. Flashlight, paper. I'm assuming that's gas. That's water. Okay, paper towels. Alright, let's see if there have been any new developments. Wow, Max. Looks like they're everywhere. Dump. The dog spoke too. Oh. Maybe we should take a break from the horror movies, Max. I'm acting like Julie. Jumping at every little noise. What in the... Wait, what? Meow. A cat? Alright, let's see what all the racket is about. Snowball, what are you doing? Alright, Snowball. Did Mrs. Clements let you out again? You know you're not supposed to run off like that. Max, leave Snowball alone. Just then, the dull sound of shuffling and moaning can be heard from outside. Now what? Hello? Stuck his whole head out that door. Mrs. Clements? Mrs. Clements, you don't look so good. Maybe you should go lie down, and I'll bring Snowball back for you. Mrs. Clements? It's me, Todd! Oh, we finally have his name. This man's name is Todd. Your neighbor? You really don't look well. Why don't you go back home? And I'll bring Snowball by in the morning. Ooh, Mrs. Clements did not put on her makeup. She didn't put on her dentures. So what's this? She's bumpy faced. She might have got an allergic reaction. Not looking too hot. Alright. Okay, maybe. I can't believe Todd is just letting her get closer and closer. Mrs. Clements, you're starting to look like a man now. Look at this profile. From the side profile. Look like a bald man with a bath cap on. Oh, whoa, let go. I did not consent to this. Later, Mrs. Clements. And he slams the door like... Oh. Todd? What in the world is going on down there? Something weird is happening. I'm pretty sure Mrs. Clements was trying to attack her own cat, and she just nearly got me. What on earth are you talking about? Mrs. Clements is a sweet old lady. She wouldn't hurt a fly. I think you got a little too into that movie. No, I'm serious. There's a weird virus going around. Look at the news. Newscast reporter's voice activate. Quarantine efforts here in Raleigh haven't done much to contain the spread of the virus. Over half the city is now infected, and new cases are showing up throughout the southeast. Back to you in the studio, Samantha. And please, someone get me an evac truck. Why am I out here? Man. Who is this man? She doesn't say her name? Okay. Raleigh, South Carolina? Okay. This is a very grave and dangerous situation. The governor has declared a state of emergency and has activated the National Guard. The governor is urging everyone who is not showing symptoms to stay in their homes and keep their doors locked. The CDC is working with local health departments on a vaccine. Until then, bunker down and don't go outside unless you have to. What? I thought you said stuff like this only happened in the movies. What is going on, Todd? I don't know, but it sounds like we better sit tight. We better... The boldness on tight. It sounds like we better sit tight. Max and I got some supplies together earlier. Maybe we should just sleep down here tonight. Let's see, minutes later, Todd and Julie have set up sleeping bags and turned on the radio. Warnings have been issued for dozens of counties about staying inside and area hospitals. Oh wait, it's about staying inside and area hospitals are being overrun. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Zombies. Ooh. We're past Halloween by like 2 weeks, but how did I not come across this? This is amazing. And oh my god, we're just only a bit down there. Like, what is that? It's not halfway down the page. 30%? Yeah, that looks about like, right, 30%. 33%, a third of the way down. Oh, what? What is it, Max? It's still dark out. Okay, I'm coming. Take a peek outside and see what's happening. What the? Max? I think we better turn on the TV. Oh boy, zombies everywhere. These people are not looking good. Nothing but snow. Let's try the radio. Todd? What's going on now? I love the boldness just on random words. It doesn't seem to have any kind of pattern. Stay in your homes. Do not go outside. If you or your family begin showing symptoms such as slowed movement, slurred speech, or violent behaviors, isolate them to a secure area of the house. Stay tuned for more information on where to go. Stay in your... Oh no, the radio's out. Let's see, prepare the zombie pandemic part 2. Oh sheesh. And the zombies are everywhere. Break into the windows. Hide the kids. Let's see, Department of Health and Human Services, USA. CDC. Why is this one sideways? It's supposed... I thought it was like some... Why is this panel sideways? Oh my... Oh, this whole panel is sideways. Oh guys, gotta turn my neck 90 degrees. Several days later, at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, this kind of looks like a real photo. It's just they traced over it a bit, maybe. Stylize it, filter. Those gates are looking mighty fine and realistic, huh? Okay. Alright, enough of my neck. I'm getting tired of that. Emerging Infectious Diseases Laboratory. Dr. Green. I was just on my way to the lab. Ah, Dr. Chang. Have we isolated the sample from the state yet? Yes, the health department sent it in Monday, and we managed to map the virus's DNA. What's it? DNA is... what's it? Man, my biology teacher would be sad, mad, and disappointed all at the same time. I forgot deoxyribonucleic acid. aka DNA. Okay. Interesting. Do we know what the source is? It appears to be a highly mutated form of the flu. They labeled it D5N1. Was that the swine? No, swine was HN1 or H1N1? I think that was swine flu. Yeah, H1N1 was swine flu. So then what's Z? Oh wait, is it? If this is a parrot or a comic, that's just a... what's it? Spread awareness. It could just be a spoof. But Z5N1, is that one? Is that actually something? Z5N1. Okay. It's not a real thing then. Okay. Okay, what's it? No sir, the field staff are still trying to investigate where it started. Trying to find patient 0, huh? But now several of them have become infected. The zombie virus is spreading rapidly, infecting 21 people for every infected person. Interested. He's like, yes, of course. What's he looking at? Looking at that? I'm looking straight at this. Looking in. There's a traffic light in there. Red, yellow, green. Okay. What the? What's this guy doing here? He looks like he's about to take a piss. It looks like he's just standing there. What? Funny. It looks like a picture of real people, but it's just like censored or drawn over. All the more reason to get this vaccine made, and fast. Where'd this man's arm go? I'm still fixated on the guy on the left. Is he crossing his arms in front of him? No, it's like you can see his shirt sleeve just straight up. What's it? Parallel with his like the body of the shirt. So it's just like practically overlapping. If he was crossing his arms, we should see that shirt sleeve lift up a bit. That man is just like must be holding his hands in front of him like what's it? It's either he's taking a piss like I at first envisioned, or he's holding the pose where he just has both hands just wait, no, yes, was it? I had to do it to them, but very scrunched up, like he had, like, all my mind can think of is he has to go pee. I agree. I've called everyone in on this one. They're working round the clock. Are they getting overtime pay? Excellent. Let me show you something Dr. Gosh has been working on. Where is it? Where am I here? Left panel, top left. Thomas has been modeling the vaccine and how it'll work once it enters the bloodstream. We're using the same type of vaccine we use for the seasonal flu, but engineering it to target Z5N1. And how soon will we be able to distribute this vaccine? It's going to take at least another week to get the first batch out. Another week? The entire Southeast could be infected by then. Kim, get on the phone with Susan's group. We need to get messages to the public on staying indoors and avoiding exposure. I'll get right on it, Dr. Green. No, sir. Oh wait, I read the wrong bubble. Thomas, have you talked to Stockpile yet? No, sir. But they need to start moving supplies out to the States as soon as the vaccine is ready. Indeed. They're going to be busy. I'll make a call to Hudson. Let him know what's coming. So many names are being dropped, I can't keep up with the character development. Yes, this is Dr. Khan. No, tell CNN I'll call them back. Later. Strategic National Stockpile. Hudson speaking. Hudson. It's Green. Your boy. Time to round up the troops. We're gonna have a vaccine ready to go in a week, and we'll need your team to ship out all the meds and supplies that go with it. Roger that. I'll send the alert out to the States and get the trucks ready to ship out. Just let me know when you got the drugs ready. Just let me know when you got the drugs. The shadowy figure. Just let me know when you got the drugs ready. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard on it. It just sounds really funny. Just let me know when you got the drugs ready. I know the context is supposed to be medical. But man, that panel could easily be taken out of context. Let's see. Meanwhile, back at Todd and Julie and Max. Don't forget about Max. We're almost out of food. Been almost a week, Todd, and we haven't left the house. We need to get some food. Oh, crap! Where am I? That text bubble's like popping into the first one, but it's coming from the like one below it. Should I be? Okay, something's on the radio. Continues to spread. CDC is urging everyone to practice isolation. Stay in your homes. If you must leave, go directly to a designated safe zone. Vaccines will be shipped to the safe zones as soon as they are ready. Stay tuned for a list of safe zones in your area. Do you think they have food at one of these safe zones? They must. Why else would they tell people to go there? Man, these people have been through the ringer. 1 week and they already look like they're about to collapse. Bags under their eyes. And Todd is just holding his neck at a really man's part giraffe somewhere. Let's see. Spalding Elementary, MLK Community Center, and Jefferson High School. Pets are welcome at Lee Elementary in Wayne County. That's us, Lee Elementary. And you can come too, Max. Alright, but how are we gonna get out of here? Good question, Julie? Yes, Julie, good question, Julie. We're gonna have to make a run for it. They seem to be slower in the daytime. And the car is not too... Okay, no. So they are gonna use the car. I was thinking, no way they're not gonna use a car. Like, it'd be dumb if they just started booking it without the car. Alright, let's pack a couple of bags and get moving. It's gonna be dark soon. I don't want to be stuck outside with those things. You say how it is, Julie. I've got water, the last of the food, a blanket, flashlight, and a radio. They also got real uncanny. Let me get Max's leash, and I think we're ready. The coast is almost clear. There's just one zombie passing the driveway. Alright, as soon as this guy gets out of the way, I'll tell you when to go. You gotta run. Alright, go, go, go! Oh, Todd, they're everywhere. I think they've seen us. Okay, Max is in the back. Hurry, Todd. Oh man, some of them headed this way. Come on, girl. We're counting on you. Be sure your door's locked. Hey, Todd. Go! The zombie. It's like, well, do you have a vaccine? Cigarette? A change? Like, they use a visit to the doctor. Womp womp. Screamy! So, okay, they didn't run over any zombies. Despite, like, what, 5 zombies? Or, what's it? There's those 5 in the back, and then, like, 2 on this, like, close front. Amazing. Or was that a backup? Don't know. Uh-oh, the fuel light just came on. How far away is that school? What? You're out of gas? We've got 10 miles to go. And it's starting to get dark. What time did they leave? Did they leave at like 3 or something? Well, better drive fast and take chances. Do me a favor and try not to hit any of them. Okay. Julie, Todd, and Max race through town to reach the safe zone. The streets are empty. I guess most of them go into hiding during the daylight. We made it. Lee Elementary School. What a sight for sore eyes. And just in time. Car sputtering now. You folks made just in time. We lock up at dusk and don't reopen until the morning. Go on. Get inside, get screened, sign in, and they'll give you some food and a place to sleep. Okay. I'm Nurse Evans. Just follow me and we can get you both screened with a simple blood test. Todd, Julie, and Max follow the nurse to the makeshift lab that has been set up. Later, having been screened for the virus, Julie and Todd are clear and allowed to enter the gymnasium, which has been converted to a shelter. Interesting. Alright, Max, let's see what's happening outside. CDC has shipped out its first supply of vaccine against this novel virus that has been ravaging the nation. The first round should reach the safe zones as early as this evening. We're saved? I can't believe it. We just got here. I don't know how much time has passed. But apparently it said a week from the last panel when they were researching. So how long has it been? It's been almost a week. Okay, so I'm assuming the timeline is just basically concurrent. A week from the start, so it's just a little further back, but they're basically at the same point. So once a week passed, the vaccine should be out. Okay. Scrolling down. I can't believe it. Vaccines? Hey folks, vaccines on the way. Yay! While the shelter erupts in cheers, hugs, and tears of relief, outside the school's protective fence, shadowy figures are closing in. Meanwhile, at the National Stockpile Warehouse. Alright folks, listen up. At 6 a.m., we start shipping out the first round of vaccine and supplies to the states. From there, the state health departments will divvy up the supplies and take them to the various points of dispensing. We've got a lot of work to do, so don't expect to get any breaks until everyone has been vaccinated. Let's move. Around sunset, the first truck arrives at the gate of the school. Hey everybody, it's here! It's here! With the setting sun, the zombies become more active and they begin closing in on the school. Quick, get the truck inside the gate. Here they come. Sarge, we're gonna get overrun. We can't just shoot them. These are our fellow citizens. Wow, they got morals? Yes. Can the vaccine cure these people? I wonder. Seems like it if they're not willing to shoot. Or at least that would be my impression and prediction. The zombie horde surrounds and overpowers the guards. So what, did the guards just die? Did they just like say fuck them? We want the people inside, not the stinky Navy men or Army men. Okay, they began to break into the school, smashing windows and doors, heading for the crowded shelter in the gymnasium. Blurp. Oh my gosh, here they come! Run! Man, this zombie got legs! Look at that! Yeesh! Oh man. Slender zombie over there, huh? You know, why are zombies all collective? They just kind of travel around in groups. Is it just first stimuli and they just go to it? Is it like... Well, that's another story, I guess. Back in the gym, people are chattering happily with their families when they hear glass breaking. All of a sudden, zombies break through the windows and doors and begin streaming in. Mass panic ensues as everyone realizes there's nowhere to run. This lady is just like, oh dear, Michelle, come to me. This zombie, he's not a nice fellow. Also, what is that? Is that a zombie just mouth or head? Baby? What's that? And this zombie just... No, wait, no, that's probably a human. No way, this zombie's just like, alright, time to book it. Running form. Oh, this lady. Poor lady. Wait a minute, this one's just jumping. Todd, what do we do? Run to the lab area. Maybe there's a way out. Todd, look out! No! Just lets him grab the shirt. Whoa! What's this? What happened? Did he just fall back? Ruff, ruff. Max? Wait. Is this too fast? Where? Oh, wow. Was all just a dream? God, what in the world is going on down there? Thunderstorm's coming. I was just having a bad dream. I dreamt the country had been taken over by zombies. They almost got us. Ugh. You and your scary movies. See, this is what happens when all you watch are horror films. What's that on the TV? Come on, I think we better get to the basement. This looks like a bad storm. So it was all a dream, huh? Darn. What a cop-out. Turning off the TV, Todd and Julie head down into the basement. What are you looking for? Something that could come in real handy. This. I forgot we had it. It used to be my dad's. I've been thinking, we should really make an emergency kit in case something happened. What if we were stuck in the house or had to evacuate? We need to have a plan. Wow, that old thing still works. Ugh. Just kind of ignored it, Julie. Ignored Todd's like, yeah, we need an emergency plan. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the following counties. Prince George's, Bartow, Wayne. Okay, but for real, serious. I think we need to make an emergency kit. And I hear ya. As soon as this storm passes, we can make all the kits and plans you want. But next time, I'm picking the movie. Ew. The end? Question mark? We hope you enjoy reading this fictional story. It's meant to be both educational and entertaining. While I am entertained, I definitely was entertained. Now that you've seen the importance of being prepared, take the time to put together an emergency kit with the items included in the checklist on the following page. You'll be ready for any kind of disaster, even zombies. What is the checklist? All hazards emergency kit. You need the following items for a kit: home, office, school, or vehicle. 1 gallon of water, 1 gallon per person per day. Food, non-perishable, easy to prepare items. Minimum 3 days supply. Flashlight, battery powered or hand crank radio. NOAA radio if possible. Extra batteries. First aid kit. Whistle, antibiotic ointment, bandages, face mask, gloves, and reference book. Medication, 1 week supply, and medical dispensers if necessary. Multi-purpose supplies, wrench, pliers, plastic sheet, duct tape, scissors, matches, sanitation/personal hygiene items, and bleach. Interesting, I'm guessing bleach is just for disinfection. Copies of personal documents, medication list, pertinent medical information, proof of address, deed, lease to home, passports, birth certificate, insurance policies, cell phone with charger, family disaster plan, family and emergency contact information, extra cash, emergency blanket, extra clothes, sleeping bag, 1 for each person, map of the area. Consider the needs of all family members and add supplies to your kit. Suggested items to help meet additional needs are specific medical supplies, including hearing aids, extra batteries, glasses, contact lenses, syringes, cane, etc. Baby supplies, bottles, formula, baby food, diapers, etc. Games and activities for children, pet supplies, collar, leash, ID food, carrier bowl, 2-way radios, extra set of car keys and house keys. Okay, there's a lot of blank pages. Not sure what those are about, but okay, cool. So that's alright. So that was the whole CDC thing. They made a comic on a theoretical zombie apocalypse, and just using that as a scenario to stay prepared for emergencies. Interesting. And here I thought, let's see. Third corner, zombie talking. Preparedness. Beyond that comic, is there anything else? This page is no longer updated, just for historic purposes only. Okay. Let's see. When was this tweet? Apparently there was a tweet that said, "Prepare for #zombie apocalypse." If so, you're prepared for any emergency. Learn how CDC PH Matters blog went viral within 10 minutes. On the first day, just the first day, tweet blog webpage had 200 million impressions. After a week, it reached 3.3 billion. And more importantly, people engaged in preparedness discussions on social media. Traffic to CDC's emergency prepared page increased by 1,143% compared to the same date the previous year. Interesting. Wonder what they were doing the previous years. But it was unconventional for a science-based organization to do something tongue-in-cheek. So what inspired this approach? Catherine Jamal, who led the project, calls it social media listening. For 1 week, she and her team posted basic emergency preparedness facts on CDC's emergency preparedness Twitter feed. Then they asked, what are you preparing for? Let's see, to their surprise, they noticed a trend in people listening to the usual suspects. Natural disasters, disease outbreaks, terror events, and zombie apocalypse. Let's see. Oh, so that's what CERC stands for. Crisis and Emergency Risk Communication. Not just feeding the public what you want to tell them. It's about listening to what they want to hear. Watching social media trends and engaging with your audience can help drive them to important information you're trying to communicate, huh? Now let's see, their blog, the zombie comic, it brought readers to their page at a time when the page wasn't getting a lot of traffic, despite the info on how to prepare for any emergency. Humor would not be normally appropriate during an emergency, but per the CERC rhythm preparedness phase, effective emergencies start with good planning. Let's see, the communication team realized people were more interested in preparing for real-life emergencies if it also meant they'd be ready for a future imaginary zombie scare. That's so funny. People are scared about a zombie apocalypse. That's actually so funny to think about. What was this? It was archived in May 9th, 2018. So it wasn't updated since the last review page, so... 5 years ago, huh? Wow. So let's see. Anything else? Why work with social media in a crisis? Ooh, gassy. Okay, it's social media. Huh. Oh no, let's see. Social media can reach people where they are, build relations with the public, disseminate information in real time. Okay, interesting. Managing misinformation. Remain calm, analyze, know what to request, know whom to contact, know what you want to communicate, have a plan before you need it. Huh. Interesting. And that's the whole CDC zombie preparedness. It was a social media campaign. Interesting. Let's see, that blog post generated traffic that just crashed the CDC's website. Usually 1,000 to 3,000 hits per week. But it got so large that overnight the number of followers increased to 1.2 million, or 100 times the initial number. Let's see, that's a big increase. 100 times. 1.2 million divided by 100. So it went from 12,000 followers to 1.2 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. I will come to that the number of followers of the CDC zombie apocalypse tweets comparable to the number of followers of wedding Prince William and Catherine Middleton, the wedding. We were trending yesterday. Things like the royal wedding trend, not the CDC. That's the, oh yeah. The UK's royalty. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I guess I'll just start reading about the UK relationship, the royalty relationship. Prince William, Catherine Middleton met in 2001, dating in 2003. What's it? He was set to marry her in the spring or summer of 2011. Engaged 2010 October. She was absolutely delighted. The Queen was absolutely delighted. So who is Catherine Middleton? And who is Prince Williams? Let's get a little smarter here. Upper middle class. Actually, why am I reading about this? This isn't what I really wanted to read about. I came here to originally put CDC's thing. Still, interesting that a social media campaign just popped off really hard just because it was about a zombie apocalypse and how to prepare for it. Zombies are widespread in media, huh? Crazy. Yeah, let's see what I got next. Let's see. Oh yeah. Go into history of Monopoly. That's what I had next. History of Monopoly. I feel like I got a good idea. The CDC's preparation or presentation. Okay. Monopoly, the game. Let's see, The Guardian. Secret History of Monopoly. Capitalist board left-wing origin, 1903. Lizzie Maggie had the board game that we now know as Monopoly, but she never got the credit. The new book aims to put that right. Okay, interesting. Philadelphia, 1932. Oh, it's absolute giant. I mean, I know this is kind of standard, but dang, is this kind of distracting. Why do they do this, actually? Hold on. Why does that, like... is it reporting? Newspaper? One giant capital letter or something. I just want to know why the formatting's there. Quora is the headline. No. It's not quite the headline, right? This is the headline. Or that's the title. That's just a giant ass O. It's just a giant ass O. Newspaper? Let's try that. Well, it could be the headline. Design element. Okay. Where and why were capital letters first used in headlines? What is the practice of capitalization? Oh, and this person's curious about why do we capitalize our letters? You know, that's an interesting question. I've never actually thought about that. But, okay. Derived from German? Well, and then this person's like, why would it be derived from German? German does not capitalize words in headlines. Well, German does capitalize nouns, so it could be thinking of that. But capitalize, his typo, capitalized. Vitalized. You mean 5 forest fires in Colorado or 5 forest fires in Colorado? Another style of capitalization is commonly called title case. Googling that term will yield better results, perhaps. Title case. Alright, I have something. Title case. Title case. Smart title. This is a tool. Enter title. No. Well, I already. Okay, okay, how about this? The origin. I'm already starting to do it. Glory hook. Energy. Yeah. Okay, convert. What's it? I mean, I already did this. D is capitalized because first word is the title. Origin capitalized because neither article, coordinating conjunction, or preposition is fewer than 4 letters. Coordinating energy is unchanged because it has an irregular capitalization, which is assumed to be intended. Okay, so I just typed all this, but I already formatted it for them, so. Okay, maybe if I try some, like, New York Times. It looks exactly the fucking same. Well, maybe I should be doing something like, okay. Let's see. I won't do any work for the bot then, or the tool. Let's see. Purified water is a lie disseminated by the media. Okay, how about that? It's a lie disseminated, blah blah. I don't know how I got here, but this isn't it. This ain't it. Okay. This title case, Googling. Grammar lessons here. Okay, maybe do that. Capitalization titles. The title case convention. I'm learning English here. Involve using capital letters for only first word, last word, and principal words. Perhaps, for example, the last of the Mohicans. The first "the" is capitalized. Thereafter, "of" and "the" are not capitalized. These are not principal words. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and "the" not capitalized. Principal words are words that are not one of the following: articles, conjunctions, prepositions. Articles being a and the, conjunctions being and or but, prepositions being in, with, of, etc. These types of words don't get capital letters unless they start or end the title. Okay. What is a Mohican? Mohican. Mohicans are Eastern Algonquian Native American tribe that historically spoke an Algonquian language. That's descriptive, I guess. Okay. I don't know what an Algonquian is. Eastern Algonquian Native American. What is East? Like Algonquians, like a chunk of land or something? How did I get here? Yeah, let's see. Well, let's see. The Mohicans lived in the upper tidal of the Hudson River Valley, including the confluence of the Mohawk River, where present-day Albany, New York developed. Okay, so they're in the northeast. Let's see, combined with Lenape or Lenape, Native Americans, the Munsee. I don't think, okay. I just want to know why this fucking O is just abnormally giant. It's probably just the title case, just eye-capturing. It's probably just too much I'm probably overthinking it. Title case doesn't quite seem to be what I'm looking for. But it's just a giant fucking O here. Okay, back on Monopoly, I guess. Alright, let's see. Charles Esther Darrow to a real estate board game they recently learned. As the two couples sat around the board, enthusiastically rolling dice, buying up properties and moving tokens around, the Todds were pleased to note that Darrows liked the game. In fact, they were so taken with it that Todd made them a set of their own and began teaching them some of the more advanced rules. The game didn't have an official name. It wasn't sold in a box, but passed from friend to friend, but everybody called it the Monopoly game. Together with other friends, they played many times. Darrow, who was unemployed and desperate for money to support his family, asked Charles Todd for a written copy of the rules. Todd was slightly perplexed, as he had never written them up, or did it appear that written rules existed elsewhere. The rules of the game, invented in Washington, D.C. in 1903, full of a progressive woman named Elizabeth Maggie, but her place in the game's folk history was lost for decades and ceded to the man who had picked it up at his friend's house, Charles Darrow. Interesting. Charles Darrow myths persist as an inspirational parable of American innovation, thanks in no small part to Monopoly's publisher and the man himself. After he sold a version of the game to Parker Brothers, and it became a phenomenal success, eventually making him millions, one journalist after another asked him how he managed to invent Monopoly out of thin air, a seeming sleight of hand that brought joy to so many households. "It's a freak," Darrow told the Germantown Bulletin, Philadelphia paper, entirely unexpected and illogical. Huh. So that's what the first, or this Monopoly board. We have 4 squares in the middle, bank, public treasury, what is that, wages, RR, and a what? RR for rent, $6, for sale, $60. Interesting. That's how Monopoly got the first, original board design for the Landlord's game, patented in 1903. An unknown woman working as a stenographer stood a chance of easing society's ills was that something as trivial as a board game, but she had to try. Night after night, after work at the office, Lizzie sat in her home, drawing, redrawing, thinking, and rethinking. Early 1900s, and she wanted her board game to reflect her progressive political views. That was the whole point of it. She had, descended of Scottish immigrants, pale skin, strong jawline, strong work ethic. She was then unmarried, unusual for women of her age. Even more unusual was she is the head of her household, completely on her own. She had saved up for and bought her home, along with several acres of property. She was teaching classes about political beliefs in the evening, but wasn't reaching enough people. She needed a new medium, one more interactive and creative. So at the turn of the 20th century, board games became more commonplace in middle-class homes, and more inventors discovered that the games were not just a pastime, but also means of communication. I'm guessing that people are getting together and talking as they play a game. The Landlord's Game. Practical demonstration of the present system of land grabbing with all its usual outcomes and consequences, he wrote in a political magazine. It might as well have been called the Game of Life, as it contains all the elements of success and failure in the real world. The object is the same as the human race in general seems to have: accumulation of wealth. The Landlord's Game, huh? I don't want to. Let's see. It is reminiscent of Monopoly. I want to see a comparison to a Monopoly board. Is there a side-by-side comparison somewhere? Circa, filing. Okay, let's open that in a new tab. On that show? Ah, yes, it's showing. Okay. The quality's absolute rubbish. I can't read any of the text other than like the big words, but okay, so the one on the right just has colors, decorated, designed more, and the one on the left is definitely just a design, just prototyping. Very interesting. Okay, well, What did Monopoly's board look like? Man, Monopoly used to be really crowded, huh? But the board just used to be really cramped looking. That's a lot of words and all that. Imperial taxes, undeveloped coal field, the zoo. Yeah, so let's see. Public treasury. What's that? Is that a jail? Mother Earth. Gotta twist my head around to read any of this. Okay, we're back on Lizzie here. And it took me back up to the top. Okay. 9 rectangular spaces along edge of board between each set of corners. Okay, so each corner has 9 rectangular squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 times 4, 36, huh? As gamers made their way around the board, they performed labor and earned wages. Every time they passed the Mother Earth space, they were supposed to perform so much labor upon Mother Earth that they received $100 in wages. Players who ran out of money were sent to the poorhouse. Damn. You don't have money? You're straight off to the poorhouse. Those trespassed on land were sent to jail, and unfortunate individuals had to linger until serving out their time, paying a $50 fine. Serving out time and waiting until they drew a double. The rallying and shaking of others when one player would find himself an inmate of the jail, an expression of mock sympathy and condolence when one is obliged to betake himself to the poorhouse, makes a large part of the fun and merriment of the game. The game's goal was to seize our natural human instinct to compete. Somewhat surprisingly, Lizzie created 2 sets of rules. Anti-monopolist set, in which all were all were rewarded when wealth was created, and a monopolist set, in which the goal was to create monopolies and crush opponents. Interesting. An embrace of dualism and contained a contradiction within itself, tension trying to be resolved between opposing philosophies. The monopolist rules will capture the public's heart. The game became popular with left-wing intellectuals and on college campuses. Eventually caught on with a community of Quakers in Atlantic City, customized it with the names of local neighborhoods. Okay, so she got the monopoly or landlord scheme out, and then as people bought into it, they started making their own little house rules and customizations. And then over to Charles Darrow, and then Charles Darrow just sold the exact same game, huh? Let's see. In total, the game Darrow brought to Parker Brothers sold hundreds of million copies worldwide, receiving royalties throughout his life. That's crazy. A man who picked up Monopoly at his friend's house became a millionaire. Well, Lizzie was paid by Parker Brothers too. Okay. The game started to take off in the mid-1930s. The company bought up the rights to other related games to preserve its territory, with a patent to the landlord's game and 2 other game ideas. Lizzie reportedly received $500 and no royalties. At first, she didn't suspect the true motives of the purchase of her game. When a prototype of Parker Brothers' The Land game arrived at her home in Arlington, she was delighted. There was a song in her heart since the game arrived. Someday I hope you'll publish other games of mine. I don't think any of them will be as much trouble to you or as important to me as this one. I'm sure I wouldn't make so much fuss over them. Eventually, though, the truth dawned on her, and she became publicly angry. Okay. Ironic. Created a game about taking over the boards and all that, monopolizing. And then it was sold under a different name. Parker Brothers had stolen the game idea. She invented the game and she could prove it, but it did not get the popular hold it had today. It took Charles B. Darrow, an engineer who had the game and dressed it up a bit. The other two games she invented for Parker Brothers, Kingsman and Bargain Day, received little publicity and faded into board game obscurity. Colleagues only knew of her as an elderly typist, talked about inventing games. Man, did not expect to feel sad going over the internet. Charles Darrow reaped the rewards of the game's success. Lizzie Maggie's role in the invention of Monopoly remained obscure. Okay. Hasbro, the company of which Parker Brothers is now a subsidiary, still downplays Maggie's status, responding to a request for comment with a terse statement. Hasbro credits the official Monopoly game produced and played today to Charles Darrow. Carefully worded corporate retellings have been most eliminating. Lizzie, Maggie, Quakers, and dozens if not hundreds or thousands of early players. Ralph Ansbach and the anti-monopoly litigation. Man. Darrow invented the story rather than the game. He may deserve still to have a plaque on the boardwalk honoring ingenuity. Hard not to wonder how many unearthed histories are still out there. Story belonging to lost Lizzie Maggies, who quietly chip away at creating pieces of the world. Contributions so seamless that few of us ever stop to think about their origins. Commonly held beliefs don't always stand up to scrutiny. The question is why we cling to them in the first place, failing to question their veracity and ignoring contradicting realities once they surface. The Monopoly case opens the question of who should get credit for an invention, and how. Most people know about the Wright brothers, who filed their patent on the same day as Lizzie Maggie, but don't recall the other aviators who also sought to fly. Adage that success has many fathers, but we only remember one, rings true. Say nothing of success's mothers. Whoa. They're looking. That's something else. 1.5 million. We got 43,000. 2024. Okay. No money to give. I'm sorry, Guardian. I just kind of looked through this article. Okay. Well, that's a fun little bit of Monopoly history learned, huh? The game was not created by Charles Darrow. It's just a guy who just ripped off Landlord's game and just dressed it up a bit. Kind of crazy to think. How many people are like Lizzie Magic, where they just invented something cool, but it just didn't take off, and then someone else found it, reworked it, and then boom, it just became massive. What kind of stories there are like that? Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so I got that. Alright. Let's see, this is a question my boss keeps asking me at work. January 1st, 1970. What is the significance of that? Let's find out what is the significance of that day. The epoch of the Unix time standard for timestamps in computer programming is 000000 UTC on this date. Okay. Looks like there are other things too. January 1st, 1970 was a Thursday. The following events occurred in January 1970. Oh, we got a whole list here. Okay, so we have Unix times, epoch. What is epoch? Epoch is a fixed date and time used as reference from which a computer measures system time. Okay, most computer systems determine time as a number representing the seconds removed from a particular arbitrary date and time. Let's see, they measure time as the number of seconds that have passed since Thursday, January 1st, 1970. Point in time known as the Unix epoch. Why was January 1st, or the New Year's, on 1970? What was that date used? Why not 1971, 1969, etc.? Is there a reason for that? Let's see. An epoch date of midnight, January 1st, 1900. Time unit of second, time of midnight, between January 1st, 1900 and January 2nd, 1900, represented by the number 86,400, the number of seconds in one day. When times prior to the epoch need to be represented, it's common to use the same system but with negative numbers. This time representation is mainly for internal use. On systems where date and time are important in the human sense, software will nearly always convert this internal number into time and date representing human calendar. So computers don't store arbitrarily large numbers. It's allotted a fixed amount of space. Okay. Oh, epic date, night. What's it? Wait, January BC. ISO 8601. Okay. Used by Linux, or Unix and Unix-like system. Linux, Mac OS, Android. Okay, so I know what an epoch is, just... What's it? It's a reference point. And then Unix time, what is that? Is that anything in particular? Time and date representation. Widely used in computing, measures time by number of seconds. Unix time 0, exactly midnight UTC on January 1st, 1970. Unix time increments by 1 for every non-leap second after this. So on January 1st, the following year, 1971, represented in Unix time as 31,536,000. And then a year before that would be the same, 31 million. Yeah, 31 million 536,000, but negative. Each day consists of exactly 86,400 seconds. Unix time differs from Coordinated Universal Time and International Atomic Time in handling of leap seconds. UTC includes leap seconds that adjust for discrepancy between precise time as measured by atomic clocks and solar time. Man. Relating to position of Earth in relation to Sun. International Atomic Time, every day is precise at 86,400 seconds, ignores solar time, and gradually loses synchronization with Earth's rotation at a rate of roughly 1 second per year. So what's the significance of this? Like, it loses roughly 1 second every year. So there's, if we say there's like 365 days a year. What's this? Is that the right logic I should be using? 365 times 86,400. Yeah, that's a big number. I don't know if that's not right logic though. What's this? Unix time across midnight, September 17, 2004, no leap second. But when a leap second occurs, the UTC time is not exactly 86,400. And the Unix time experiences discontinuity. Kind of wild. There's a lot of work in just getting time to be precise, huh? Let's look at the history. 32-bit integer incrementing rate of 60 Hz. Rate of the system clock on hardware of early Unix systems. Timestamp stored this way can only represent a range of a little over 2.25 years. 2.25 of a year. Okay, so let's see. This answers the question of why January 1st. It was arbitrary. Considered a convenient date to work with. Position change to count seconds in order to avoid short-term overflow. Okay, so it's just arbitrary. But it's when Unix timestamp, or it's the epoch for that timestamp standard. So yeah, it is just a reference. January 1st, 1970. It is the reference point for Unix time. Okay. Is there anything else I should be looking at then? Let's see. What was January 1st used as at the time? Baodong? Okay, why did the world agree to use it? So, an epoch by definition is a point in time we use as a reference point for measuring time. It doesn't have to have a specific meaning, so long as people agree on it. Okay. Epoch time, or epoch point in time. Okay, so there's a couple of notable ones. For computing, January 1st, 1900, Network Time Protocol. Used to coordinate time between computers. 1901, January 1st, Ada Programming. What is Ada? What is Ada? Not Ada from Resident Evil, right? Pascal. What's the original design for embedding in real-time systems? I'm not really a big programming person, so there's a lot of this that just kind of goes over my head. But what is this? So, yeah, honestly, even if I do read over the features, it's probably just gonna go over it. Ada Lovelace, who has been credited as the first computer programmer. Oh, that sounds interesting. Countess of Lovelace. English mathematician and writer, chiefly known for work on Charles Babbage's proposed mechanical general-purpose computer, the analytical engine. He was the first to recognize the machine had applications beyond pure calculation. Okay. Only legitimate child of poet Lord Byron and reformer Lady Byron. So all her siblings, half-siblings, were just born out of wedlock to other women. Okay. So Byron separated from his wife a month after Ada was born and left England for... Why? What? He died in Greece when Ada was 8. Oh. He was anxious about her upbringing and promoted Ada's interest in mathematics and logic in an effort to prevent her from developing her father's perceived insanity. So her father developed dementia? Is that what it's implying? Not certain. No, despite this, Ada remained interested in him, naming her 2 sons Byron and Gordon. Okay, so Byron's after her dad. Who the fuck is Gordon? Okay, I guess Gordon is just... she was buried next to him at her request. Interesting. So from what I'm reading here, it sounds like she basically grew up without the father. Like, Byron was just never there. If he separated from his wife a month after she was born and left England like after he left. Kind of curious to think about why. But anyway. Let's see, education and social exploits brought her into contact with scientists. Charles Babbage, Charles Wheatstone, Faraday, Charles Dickens. Okay. Political science, analyst and metaphysician. Okay. So, close contact with Charles Babbage, huh? Lovelace's notes are important to early history of computers. Especially the 7th one contained what many consider to be the first computer program, an algorithm designed to be carried out by a machine. Historians reject this perspective and point out that Babbage's personal notes from 1836-37 contained the first program for the engine. He also developed a vision of the capability of computers to go beyond mere calculating or number crunching, while others, including Babbage himself, focused only on those capabilities. Political science led her to ask questions about the analytical engine, examining how individuals and society relate to technology as a collaborative tool. Okay. Let's see, what else? Yeah. Let's see, anything else here? You wanted to make wings, huh? Lady Fairy. She went about the project methodically, thoughtfully, with imagination and passion. Considered various materials for wings. Studying the anatomy of birds. Integrate steam with the art of flying. Ada had an affair with a tutor early 1833. Oh no. That's wild. Ah man. Who was everyone's spouse? William King Knoll? You had an affair on this guy? Not much is here, huh? It's just a dude that existed, as far as we know. Lady Byron and her friends covered up the incident to prevent public scandal. Fair in 1833. Okay, it was okay, so had strong respect, presented at court, it's a regular, around many people. Lady King, 1835. Oh, what's this? This sentence here, let's see. Ada's mother assigned Carpenter to teach her children and act as moral instructor for Ada. Quickly fell for her, encouraged her to express any frustrated affection, claiming that his marriage meant he would never act in an unbecoming manner. When it became clear Carpenter was trying to start an affair, Ada cut it off. Is this the... no, this is another set of affair, huh? Or an attempted one. 1833, before her children. This is... why am I looking at an affair for... let's see. Lovelace, Medora Lay, told by Ada's mother that Ada's father was also Medora's father. Jeez, Ada's father kind of got it around, huh? Ada wrote to her mother, "I'm not the least astonished. You confirmed what I have for years and years felt scarcely a doubt about. I should have considered most improper in me to hint to you that I in any way suspected. You do not blame the incestuous relationship on Byron, but instead blame Augusta Lay." Oh my goodness. My screen's getting yellow as fuck. Is that night view? Oh my gosh, every time I blink it's getting worse. Oh boy, maybe it's time to wrap it up then. I don't know why I'm reading on the affairs of Ada Lovelace. This is a wild family right here. And what's it? 1840s, she flirted with scandals, from relaxed approach to extramarital relationships with men, rumors of affairs, of love of gambling. What's it? Ambitious intent, 1851, create mathematical model for successful large bank. She's using her mathematical powers for the wrong reason. Went disastrously wrong, leaving her thousands of pounds in debt to syndicate, forcing her to admit it all to husband. A shattering relationship with Andrew Cross's son, John from... Yeah. I think... Okay, so I initially clicked on what's it, Ada Lovelace, credited as the first computer programmer. Think, okay, so that's cool. I read the wiki page. I have no idea if this is... I probably have to double check, verify sources and all that, but her adult years were exciting, to say the least. Like, this affair, is this normal? Is she extraordinary? Like, what is it? I mean, it's extraordinary for programming, but is her social relationship, is this unusual? It seems to be, given that her mother tried to cover up an affair. Was it tutor? Was it early 1833? What's it? Okay, so she's 17 in 1832. 18 in 1833. What's it? Okay, 17 mathematical abilities emerged, and interest in mathematics dominated majority of her adult life. So, mother thought she would go develop dementia if she didn't study math, huh? Question basic assumptions to integrating poetry and science. Differential calculus, De Morgan. I may remark that the curious transformations many formulae can undergo, the unsuspected and to a beginner, the unsuspected and to a beginner, apparently impossible identity of forms exceedingly dissimilar at first sight is, I think, one of the chief difficulties in the early part of mathematical studies. I'm often reminded of certain sprites and fairies one reads of, who are at one's elbow in one shape now, in the next minute of form most dissimilar. Believe intuition and imagination are critical to effectively applying mathematical and scientific concepts. She valued metaphysics as much as mathematics, viewing both as tools for exploring the unseen world around us. And what is metaphysics? Metaphysics being the branch of philosophy studying the fundamental nature of reality. First principles of being, existence, identity. Identity, change, time, space, cause and effect, necessity, actuality, and possibility. Considered one of the main four branches of philosophy, along with epistemology, logic, and ethics. So questions related to what is it for something to exist and what types of existence there are. Seeks to answer in an abstract and fully general manner. Questions of what is it that exists and what is it like? How many affairs was this? It's like one affair when she was 18, another there. Well, there was one that kind of came around in 1843, so around when she was 28, 30, something like that. So Ada cut that one off. Then flirted with scams. Okay. Relaxed approach to extramarital relationships with men and the love of gambling. So she died young, 36, from cancer. Religious transformation coaxed into repenting previous conduct, making Annabella her executor. Okay, so where's the... What's that? I came to read about the programming. Lovelace's dismissal of artificial intelligence. Analytical engine has no pretensions whatsoever to originate anything. It can do whatever we know how to order it to perform. What's it? It can do whatever we know how to order it to perform. It can do whatever we know how to order it to perform. It can follow analysis. It has no power of anticipating any analytical relations or truths. Now, let's see. Most modern computer scientists argue the view is outdated, and software can develop in ways that cannot necessarily be anticipated by programmers. Huh. In Note G, she describes an algorithm for the analytical engine to compute Bernoulli numbers. What are Bernoulli numbers? A sequence of rational numbers that occur frequently in analysis. Can be defined by Taylor. I read this this Wikipedia page, thinking, nodding my head along, yes, of course. When in reality, I have no idea what is going on. Looking at 0, 1, 2, 3, fraction 1, 1/2, plus 1/6, 0. Values of the first 20 Bernoulli numbers are given in the adjacent table. I don't know what to make of this. Rooted in the early history of computation of some of integer powers, which have been of interest to mathematicians since antiquity. Methods to calculate the sum of first and positive integers, some squares, cubes, and first and positive integers were known. There were no real formulas, only description given entirely in words. Okay. So, an algorithm to compute Bernoulli numbers. So, it's because of that note that calculate or compute Bernoulli numbers. She is cited as the first computer programmer for this reason. But the engine was never completed, so her test program was never tested. That's unfortunate. Let's see, diagram of computation of Bernoulli numbers. Okay. Variables acted upon, variables receiving results, indication of change in value on any variable. Statement of results. 2n, 2n minus 1, 2n plus 1. I should probably not read a Wikipedia article and probably just Google that Bernoulli. So Bernoulli numbers, I want to know what the significance is, what are they used for actually, yeah. What are Bernoulli numbers? That's what I want to know, Ohio State. What is... So they first appeared in a publication of Jacob Bernoulli. They were discovered by Japanese mathematician Sekowa, 1712. Observed the numbers in the course of investigation of sums and powers of integers. Sums of squares, cubes, or higher powers. Okay, so sums of powers of integers. Okay. So we have the following closed forms. N 1/2 n squared minus 1/2 n. So that's 1, that's 2, and what's it? 0, 1, 2 is 1/3 n cubed minus 1/2 n squared plus 1/6 n. So let's see. I think I can understand where the first number comes. Like, it's gonna be n plus 1. Like, so if we're on the first one, it's n plus 1. So, n being 1 here. So 1 plus 1 is 2, so n to the square. Second power 1. No, I mean, I see the pattern. I just don't know how to describe it, I guess. Words are failing me, but I don't get the rest of it though. 1/2, so 1/2 n squared minus 1/2 n. Okay, that's probably easy enough to follow. And the next one is 1/3 n cubed minus 1/2. So it builds on that. It took that one. Then where did 1/6 n come from? I'm not entirely certain where that comes from. Okay, so slight manipulations, reformulation. Okay, so there's a pattern that Bernoulli observed. Then, what do you use it? I need a dummy explanation. Let's see. Extremely important in number theory. What is number theory? Higher arithmetic, prime, plus... Study of properties of whole numbers. I'm down the rabbit hole. I am no more knowledgeable than I am now. I have a little bit, but I'm not exactly certain what to make of it. There's a lot here. Okay. The first program computing Bernoulli numbers, but it was never tested. I'll emphasize the difference between analytical engine and previous calculating machine. The ability to be programmed to solve problems of any complexity. Savage's world, his engines were bound by number. Lovelace saw that number could represent entities other than quantity. So, once he had a machine for manipulating numbers, if those numbers represented other things, letters, musical notes, etc., the machine can manipulate symbols, of which number was one instance, according to rules. It is this fundamental transition from machine, that is a number cruncher, to machine for manipulating symbols according to rules, that marks a fundamental transition from calculation to computation, general purpose computation. Transition was made explicitly by Ada in that 1843 paper. Interesting. I started off in this dream, just looking at the CDC's preparation for zombie apocalypse. Then I somehow ended up with Monopoly, the hidden, or once it's not hidden, not, well, kind of a secret. I guess if it's a secret-ish, it's kind of hidden. But yeah, Monopoly wasn't. Origins of that board game came from Landlord's Game, created by... what was it? Magi or something? Oh yeah. I can't type. Landlord's Game, Elizabeth Magi, yes. And then we went on to discovering the significance of January 1st, 1970, just a point in time used arbitrarily to calculate system time as a reference point for measuring time. And then we got into like Ada, the programming language, and then Ada Lovelace, who had an interesting life to say the least. And then we got into Bernoulli numbers because that was her algorithm. I don't honestly understand what Bernoulli numbers are, but that's interesting. Fun tracing down like the whole rabbit hole in history. It's definitely a fun little activity. Man. I think that's the first program or algorithm, I guess. Is it a program? Computer program? It was just like on paper, but it was never tested. Yeah. Ada Lovelace. Let's do a little more reading other than Wikipedia. Ada Lovelace Day, this website. Okay. Charles Babbage had all designed the analytical engine, had all the essential elements of a modern computer. Tuesday, October 10, 2023 is Ada Lovelace Day. That was a thing this year. That started really recently, huh? For real? Well, it's just this one website that... Wikipedia. Okay, so it's the Ada Lovelace Day. It's the second Tuesday of October. Started all the way back in 2009. Okay, so it's been a while. Interesting. Anything else here? History is fascinating. I think that works of those from, what was it? What were adult years? 1833. Like about almost 200 years ago. Almost two. The works of someone from about 200 years ago are still being acknowledged today. That's really impressive. Really striking. Okay, well, I guess that's about it. I can Googled whatever I had just hanging around in my head. Okay. Maybe the next time I'll do something else, but let's see, what else did I have? I had a serial podcast. The case of, I believe, Heyman Lee. Let's see. Read an article about that recently. Yeah, Heyman Lee. Then there's What Causes an Itch, and then Kanji Alive for studying Japanese. But, okay. Yeah. Okay. I tried something different today, so I'm happy with that. Alright. Well, let's close it out then. I'll close it out and leave. I will bid everybody goodbye. Closing up shop. Good night.